have found the Genesis frequency. This is Dr. Stephen J. Kazmina welcoming you in to another episode of a show that focuses on your whole life prosperity and success. Whole life prosperity and success by cooperating with the universal laws that are available to each and every one of us. This is Quantum Leap Goal Achievement, radical personal transformation, whole life prosperity and success. Now, stay tuned for another exciting episode that'll move the needle in your life from where you are now to where you want to be. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it may be, wherever you are in the world when you hit that play button. So glad you did. You found the Genesis Frequency Podcast, and I am Dr. Cause and Effect, Dr. Stephen J. Kazmina, coming at you, taking a deep dive into everything that supports our personal, professional, and leadership growth and development. That's what we do here. That's what we've been doing here for a long, long, long time, going out all over the whole wide world, supporting you and whatever it is that you would like to experience in your life, the good that you would like to experience in your life, or more of in your life, the big dream goals, the objectives, the corporate goals, the personal goals, the professional goals, the vocational goals, the relationship goals, the time and money freedom goals, all of that. Right here, you can find things that work in your life because we're working with universal law. We're working with the laws of the universe that support us along our way. And those laws, as I said in the last episode, are no respecter of persons. This isn't something that works sometimes and other times it's not working. It's us that have to move into alignment. So that's what we're talking about. That's what we talked about the last episode is moving into the dream, the goal, the wish, the desire, the objective, whatever it is, personally and professionally, whether it's at work in your corporate environment, on the corporate team, or in your personal life. They should be intertwined, by the way. You should have personal goals that intertwine with your professional goals. So you have some excitement about pursuing your vocation and your career and what you do for a living, even if that's an entrepreneur or a solopreneur, whatever it is. And we can talk about all these things. Reach out to me, successappointment.com or Stephen with a PH, Stephen at successocean.com is the email. We can have a conversation around all of this. We were talking last week about moving in, and I was suggesting that it's very, very important for you to move in energetically and do this in consciousness, do this emotionally, do this mentally, and physically as much as you possibly can. Move into the energy of what it is you want to the exclusion of all else. There's no going back. Remember the episode on power. Where does our power lie? Our power lies in the awareness of our choice, the ability to make a decision and making one, setting the intention to carry that decision through in the direction of our objective or goal, and the commitment to that. That's where our power lies. And we exercise this power by doing and being aware of all four of those elements of power. So we got this and we've designed it using the power of our imagination. We have to move in. And so many people skip this spot. They write it down. They do the initial work. They write it down. This is what I want. Here are my goals. But then they move forward with language that puts the objective in a future point in time that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist right here and now. And they do that by using words like, I will someday become a, you have to, everything's got to be in the present tense. And we went in depth in that into that in the last episode. So I wanted to pick up where we left off because there's things that I just ran out of time as I often do because I love talking about this stuff and none of this is scripted, so I don't have it written out. I don't know where it's going to end or where we're going to end up until we get to that point. This is so important because we're talking about energy and we're talking about frequency and we're talking about the emotional influence on our subconscious mind that we can direct intentionally to make manifest the desires of our heart, to make manifest the goals and desires that we have identified as something we want to experience in our life. So we're moving in energetically. And how do we carry it further? Because that's what this episode, following up on the last episode, is all about. How we carry it further? Well, we carry it further by applying this to thought, word, and action. Last week I was talking about holding the vision and visualizing, seeing your dream fulfilled, your objective fulfilled, and you do this, yes, in a corporate environment. Yes, you do. Okay. Yes, you do. I don't think, hey, I'm running a business here, and this. I don't know what you're talking about. You have to have the vision, mission, vision, goals, values, all of that, right? So you're moving the whole team in. That's what you do as a leader. You're moving the whole team into the vision. You're all visualizing this. You're all seeing the objective fulfilled, and you're doing this in your personal life too, with your personal ambitions. You're seeing it on the screen of your mind using the power of your imagination, and you are in it. You are not watching you, observing you. You are in it, being you, being the lead actor in this design of your life. But don't limit it to just your time that you have set aside, the appointment you've made with yourself to visualize. And do that. Make an appointment with yourself to visualize. I do it after morning prayer and meditation. I'm just seeing myself in the movie of my life as it is intended to be. So we're doing that. So when you move out of your designated time, what do you do next? Well, you continue that energetically. You carry on your day and your life, remaining in the energy of your wish fulfilled, your dream fulfilled, your objective here and now. You have to stay there. You have to maintain and sustain the emotional state that you would be experiencing should everything be as it has been designed, intended, and committed to. So, what do? We do it in thought, word, and action. So, all of our thoughts have to be in alignment with the vision. We can't step out of our time of visualization or move away from the goals and be thrown off every time that that pinball, so to speak, bounces off of something that we don't want to experience, and it just takes us out of that energy that lowers our frequency. We have to do what we got to do to remain in the energy of the dream fulfilled. So how do we do that in thoughts? Well, when things as things will come up as they inevitably do. Life happens. Things are going around us all the time, going on around us all the time. But we have control over our thoughts. And we, again, like power, we have to be aware that we have that control over our thoughts. Is this direction I'm leaning? Is this way of thinking supportive of the present tense vision that I have created for my life? Now, you're going to get angry sometimes, you're going to get irritated, you're going to get annoyed sometimes, and then it's time to push back a little bit. Just push back, become the observer, and saying, am I going to react or respond appropriately or maybe not respond at all because I don't want to move out of the energy of the objective fulfilled. So we're moving in, we're continuing to move in thought. We move in words, the words we speak. We don't do this visualization in the morning and then the rest of the day speak words. And this goes for internally and externally, right? Because we engage in monkey chatter going on inside all day long. We don't speak words that are opposed or opposite of being in the energy of the dream, the wish, the objective fulfilled. We don't say, where is it? We don't, if our objective is more time and money freedom, for instance, or maybe we have a financial objective, we don't speak words of lack and limitation and broke and I can't afford it and poor. We don't use those words. It's the words we have to move in with the words we speak. We have to move in with the actions we take as well. So we're moving in with the actions we take by making sure everything that we do and everything that we plan when we plan out our day and we list the action items for our day and then we prioritize that list. We look at it again, we're pushing back a little bit and we're saying, is this action supportive and does it speak volumes to me living my life, living the life I would love to live right now with this action step? Does it push me away? Does it keep me in the energy? Does it keep me moved in? Or does it move me out energetically? Remember, energetically, emotionally, mentally, physically. What is this action step? So, thought, word, and action is key because they all influence our emotional state. That's what's so important. Thoughts plus feelings plus actions equal your result. So we have to continue to move in thought, word, and action. And know that, you really do this all the time. I'm talking about this here in our podcast as this applies to personal, professional, and leadership development. But notice in your life how you have probably done this all along. You really do. You do it probably in a negative way if you're new to personal and professional development, but you've also probably done it in a positive way. How many times have you walked into a space or a place? Could be a hotel, a venue, a nightclub, an arena, anything, a church, doesn't matter. Have you walked into a place and said, wow, I love the energy? Or maybe you didn't like the energy in here. I remember so many times walking into a restaurant, going to try a new place and waiting to be seated and say, man, this just doesn't feel right. I don't like the energy in here. We look at each other and agree this, hey, nah, let's move on. We didn't want to move energetically into that space that was not in harmony with the frequency we wanted to sustain. That's that's all the words that what's going on when we do that. On the flip side of that, we might go to one of those a venue somewhere and say, or maybe even somebody's house and say, "Wow, I really love the energy here." Right? I love the energy here. What do? We move in energetically. We want to hang out there. It feels good there. Maybe the food tastes better when we're in that energy, when we're in that space. And we move in. We go to a party, go to a friend's house. Man, it's right people, the right chemistry. Maybe it's the right food, the right music, but energetically, it feels good. What do? We move in. We like that feeling. We move into that emotional state. We move into the ambience that has been created. So we're doing this all the time. We're moving in. Move in to the emotional state desired that's in alignment with your dreams, your goals, your objectives, your wish, your desire, whatever you want to call it, right? You got to continue to move in. And this really ties in again. Last episode, I talked about going to the website and using the search feature so you can, listen more about some of these topics. I would suggest going there and typing in frequency. That's at the genesisfrequency.com. I've been doing this. We're completing the sixth year now, and there's over 300 episodes in there. And I've covered a lot of topics and subjects. So, frequency is really what we're talking about here. You could look at this as the lines on a sheet of music, right? If you remember any music or maybe you play an instrument, we know the spaces are FACE and the lines are EGBDF. Every good boy does fine, right? And the space is FACE. So you want to move into the frequency of those lines, maybe that are at the top, that EGBDF, that F, key of F. Well, key of F would be a little bit different, but that top line, let's just say your dreams and desires and everything is there and exists at that frequency of F. Now down at the second space is A, 440, 400, the frequency of 440 vibrations or something per second. I don't know. We're not getting into that right here. But that might be what you don't want. That might be the experiences that we're talking about here that we want to move out of. Maybe we do our visualization and it's at that top line. But as we move through our day, if we're not moving in energetically in thought, word, and action, we sink below those lines. And we might even sink below the lines on the visible staff, the 5 lines. So we are moving into maintaining and sustaining evenly that that line at the top. The line at the top of the page. That's where our dreams are. So we want to do this. And we're making choices and decisions throughout this day. We want to make our choices and decisions that are in alignment with this energetically and emotionally, mentally. We want to make physical choices in our lives. Does this choice support what I want to be, do, and have? So all of this is so important. We want to really announce. We're really announcing, and we want to announce this alignment with our dreams and goals. We want to announce it. What we're really doing is we're announcing it to our subconscious mind. We're claiming it. We're claiming it in every way, in every cell and fiber of our being. We're announcing it to the world. We're announcing it to the universe. This is what I choose. This is what my intention is. This is what I'm committed to. Now, a lot of your goals and dreams you might not want to tell everybody about if they're somebody that maybe is proven to be non-supportive, but our thoughts, words, and actions, whether we're directly describing the vision, are announcing what we are. See, that's the B part of be, do, and have. The B is moving in energetically to the vision. The do is maintaining that in thought, word, and action. That's the doing. The having is the realization of your dream, your wish, your desire fulfilled, the objective realized, the corporate goals reached, the personal goals reached. So this is be, do, and have, just really described another way, but we have to move in. We have to we have to have that confidence in doing this, knowing that we are cooperating with law. You can pull some of that self-confidence from law. It has no choice to work. Remember I said it's no respecter of persons. It's just like gravity. You can't say, I hope I don't go floating away because, I tried gravity and it doesn't always work for me. So I'm going to hold on to something wherever I go because I might just float away. It works for some people, but not for me. But that's what we tend to do. That's why thought, word, and action is so important. You're not going to float away. And if you've identified the right dream and goal and you're willing and able to do what it takes to move into that, then it will be accomplished in your life. You can do this thing. So stay confident. And if you have to work on the self image a little bit, well, this is how you do it. You move into that new self image of you being that successful person that achieved the goals and dreams and desires of your heart. You're moving into that self image. You're designing it here. You can write this whole thing out and move into it that way. There are so many ways you can move into it. This is what you have to do. And I encourage you to do it. And I just looked up. I paused there for a moment because we're out of time already. And I love this, and I love this part because I love talking about the energy and the frequency and the vibration because that's what it takes. Frequency and vibration and energy all influencing our emotional state because the very, very simple formula is thoughts plus feelings plus actions equals results. And the feelings are so important. But we have to do it. We have to sustain it throughout our day. We can't move in and out. Let your answer be yes. Let your answer be no. I'm going to choose this and I am moving in now. You move into a new place, you move into a new home or apartment or a new office building. You move in, you don't say I'm going to move in the morning and then during the day, at lunchtime and as we're wrapping up, I'm going to be somewhere, I'm going to move out. You're not going to move out, take everything and move out. That's how it is with our goal. We're moving everything in. That's cementing that commitment in place. So important. Listen to this again. Make an appointment with me. Reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. Let's bring this to your organization in an orderly way where we do some leadership development and some training within your organization. Let's do it with you one on one or in a small group and talk about accomplishing your dreams and goals personally. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's talk about what's possible for you in your life. Reach out to me, successappointment.com, or reach out to me on my email, Stephen, Stephen, at successocean.com. You can also go to the website, thegenesisfrequency.com, and there's a couple tabs at the top that say Get in Touch. And you can put some detail in there about what direction you want to go and how you would like the conversation to go. So that's going to do it. I want to talk to you. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know how I can help you and support you. So reach out. That's going to do it for today. We are out of time. You have been listening to the Genesis Frequency Podcast, all about personal, professional, and leadership development with me, Dr. Cause and Effect, Dr. Stephen J. Kosmina. And I wish for you an infinitely spectacular day. God bless you.